Okay. Najah, can you hear us? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine. Did you want to not be on camera because you're not showing?
Oh, you know what? Let me do that. I actually have two things go. Hi.
Hey, yes, we can see you now. Hello.
Okay.
How are you?
I have two cameras going because I want to turn. I don't know how you could do this because I wanted to show you guys the space.
Oh, I have no idea.
I have a portable that I was going to walk you guys around so you can see the space, but I'm trying to figure it out and not have the feedback. So
yeah, probably you'll have to turn off the sound until you get up to show us around, and then you turn off your microphone on your desktop at that point.
okay.
Yeah, we can just have one.
See. So, but I guess my question to you really quick would be, can you see that I'm in two different spots on the
I cannot, but hold on a second. Sometimes I can see another attendee here. So let's see here. Let me promote that here. Yes. So now if you can.
Oh, you know what? I can start my video.
Yeah, start your video there.
Okay.
There we go. Now we can see you.
Okay, so I'll put that like that until we get ready to go, and then
okay, we can take a tour. I love it, a virtual tour.
Oh, I love
We've never done that before.
That's exciting.
Yes.
All right.
So we're going to give everybody 2 more minutes to come on. We may have a couple of other BBC members / panelists who'd like to come on as well, Eric or Talisha. We'll see if they are able to attend tonight, and then we'll get started in 1 more minute. So everybody get your wine, your brown liquor, your water, like I have, if you're on health kick right now, whatever it is you are drinking or eating, etc. So we're going to give ourselves 1 more minute, and then we're going to get started. So, hey, Daniel, so happy that you have joined us tonight. Want to say hey to everybody: Ryan, Sean, Deirdre, Cedric, Camille. Welcome to everybody tonight. We're going to have fun tonight.
Our mascot is about to show up here.
The cat. Yes, the cat is the mascot. So, oh gosh. Oh, I wanted to do this one thing.
It's okay, kitty.
Let's do this here.
Right. Yeah.
Your cat sounds like he's a human.
I know, he is kind of verbal, quite verbal. Goodness gracious. You stay right there.
Hey. All right, everybody, we're going to get started. We will see if the rest of our team comes. If not, that's okay. Welcome to Black Blockchain Consultants. You know, if it is Wednesday, it is Blockchain Day. So welcome to Blockchain Chat. I am Cherie, founder of Black Blockchain Consultants. At BBC, we are focused on the business of blockchain. In the next decade, blockchain is expected to be a $3.1 trillion industry. We want all of us to get our share of the piece of the pie. We do not want to be late to the game. So this is all about us getting our share. Do it by getting blockchain jobs, starting blockchain-based businesses, investing in the blockchain, whether you're investing time or money in a project, and generational wealth, using your blockchain profits to buy real estate and, you know, dividend stock and other types of investments, so that your great grandchildren will say, I'm glad grandma was paying attention to that blockchain thing. That's what we want. And no, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to invest in, but I hope that you'll be able to do that. So with that, I'd like to introduce my panel here tonight. The first is a lovely Dr. Keisha Waddell.
Hello all on this wonderful Wednesday. Dr. Keisha Waddell, Executive Director of our Center for Blockchain Studies. And I am super excited to be on here with Najah Roberts and you, Cherie, as per usual.
And Miss Najah Roberts, all the way from the other coast, the West Coast.
Indeed.
Yes. I'm so excited to be here. And I'm so happy that you all allowed me to come on. I was like super worried.
Oh no, of course not. So
I missed the date back in May, and I was like, I was terrified. I was like, they're never gonna speak to me again.
No, and it wasn't like that at all. I got overwhelmed with life, and finally some of the pressure has come off of me. So no, we were never ever.
I know.
Never ever at odds. So don't even worry about it. And we've got the titan of tokenization himself, Mr. Eric Spence in the building.
Hey, Cherie. Hey, Dr. K. Hello, Najah. How are you?
I'm incredible. How are you?
Absolutely great.
You had better save that URL, titan of tokenization, if you haven't already.
You know what? You're right, Cherie. I keep saying that, and then you keep
somebody's gonna take it from you.
Yeah.
You should be copywriting it and everything. My goodness.
You're right. I should go ahead and go do an unstoppable domain into that now. So
there you go. Hashtag or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So Najah, I hope you don't mind, but a couple of interesting pieces of blockchain and crypto news have come over the past couple of days that I'd like to start off by sharing that news.
Absolutely.
Before we go into your story, we're also going to get a virtual tour, everybody. We're going to get a virtual tour of Najah's facility. She's going to tell us all about it. So tonight's going to be super duper special with regards to blockchain chat. The first story that I want to show everybody is Yahoo Finance is noting that blockchain is the most in-demand employment skill in 2020. Where did they get this from? LinkedIn. So what happens is there's a segment of LinkedIn called LinkedIn Learning. And last year in 2019, blockchain didn't even show up on the list of one of the most important, what they call hard skills. So we know that there's a difference between soft skills and hard skills. However, in 2020, it is number one in terms of most in-demand hard skill. And the way that they figure that out is the number of people that are taking classes on certain things. So usually it's cloud computing or artificial intelligence that are at the top. But this year, it is blockchain. We have been talking about the fact that in the next 18 months, a lot of blockchain platforms within enterprises are going to be updated. And if you want to learn more about that and how you can actually participate in that, build a six-figure consulting business on January 27th, I got the date right? Yeah, January 27th, which is a Monday, 7 p.m. If you are an Inner Circle member, we are going to dig into the weeds with regards to what the opportunity is by the summer of 2021 and how you can take advantage of it. So blockchain is moving, hop on board. That's all I can say. The second article has to do with crypto, and I'm so glad that Najah is here as well because she focuses on crypto a lot. But I thought this was very interesting from Forbes, how crypto may be targeted by Congress in domestic terrorism financing. So this is a recent article talking about the House Financial Services Committee. They're scheduling a hearing well, actually one of them happened today, that will very likely have policy implications for crypto in terms of its potential use to finance domestic terrorism in the United States. So again, some of us really do care about legislation and advocacy, or anti-money laundering, know your customers, all of that stuff. This is starting to come into crypto. So we've always talked about different opportunities within blockchain space, and this looks like this could be a potential one. You could, in my opinion, there will be opportunities to consult with governments, state, local, and federal. There will also be opportunities to consult with companies that begin taking cryptocurrency, as more and more regulations come in with regard to this, because it's not like they can go to the bank of Bitcoin, right? So they're not going to Bank of America or any place like that with regards to this. Like, once it's in Bitcoin, it is impossible, nearly impossible to I'll say nearly impossible. It's not totally. But there are opportunities that are going to come with regards to this. If you have a passion for law enforcement, just like there are cyber divisions within law enforcement, I would imagine there are going to be cyber crypto divisions as well. You could join the FBI, the CIA, law enforcement, local police jurisdictions, etc. So I'm going to open it up right now. I have one. Oh, I'm sorry. No, let me do this. Let me show this last. Illinois. Anybody in Illinois in the house? Illinois legalizes blockchain contracts. This just happened at the beginning of the year. So with the new year, Illinois has become the latest state to recognize smart contracts and other blockchain-based records as legal instruments. So the state's Blockchain Technology Act was sponsored by Representative Keith Wheeler. It took effect January 1st, opening a slew of potential new legal scenarios for blockchain-based contracts. These contracts are now admissible as evidence in court, recognized as a viable alternative to paper-based records, and statutorily exempt from local taxation. And they continue talking about the fact of what smart contracts are, et cetera, et cetera. So that's some of the hot news that's happening right now. I'm going to open it up to the panel. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to open it up to the panel here. Whatever story tickles your fancy, we're just going to go with it.
Well,
I was just,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was exciting to see that, we've been hearing how smart contracts are neither smart nor true contracts. So that was quite interesting that Illinois has seemed to come to grips with that in some form or fashion. So it starts a precedent that I'm very curious as to how they are auditing those and, how they came to that. So I may have to do a little more research on that.
Well, it's probably like a regular contract within law. There are contracts that can be broken for various reasons. The most famous you hear of are prenups, prenups that are broken and prenups that are enforced.
But it's so new. I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that the smart contracts are going to supersede the law, but it's probably going to be, if it's written the way Illinois law is written, then it'll be
an easy transfer.
I'm thinking. But like you said, I suggest people do their own research and check. If you don't live in Illinois, check within your state, because if these are either admissible now or close to being admissible, there are going to be a lot of 6-figure, 7-figure opportunities for people who know how to put smart contracts together.
Indeed.
Eric, go ahead.
No, I was actually just going to say the CFPA, which we are members in several of our, of our team are members of the CFPA, is actually writing a response to Congress now. So the conversation is taking place. I'm part of the legal and regulatory committee. So there is a response taking place right now to go out to Congress on that. I mean, one of the major things is that the legislation as is proposed right now is just far too broad. Of course, and that's how I think, many times that's how things happen. Instead of it, absolutely targeting, those people who would be, looking to bypass, the law itself. This would pretty much sweep a lot of people who aren't, at all have any sort of nefarious activities at all, and it would sweep them all into it. So right now, I just want to say, the CFPA, we are crafting a statement now to go towards Congress. So
Tell everybody what CFPA means, just in case they're new.
yes, this is a crowdfunding professionals association.
Yeah. So we do, there are many of us, I think 13, that are part of CFPA, because we ultimately see crowdfunding as an extension of tokenization of assets. And so, if you are interested in tokenization of assets, then you can definitely reach out to Eric, and we have a tokenization group as well. If you're new to BBC and you're new to Flock, which is, our membership communication portal, then make sure you ask to join that tokenization group, because there's a lot of great information that's included in there. Najah, was there anything that tickled your fancy in terms of one of our topics for the evening?
Absolutely. That article that they went to, they had an executive meeting today, which is very, very interesting, because in my industry, I am almost weekly, there's an update on some sort of rule or law or some sort of tweak that they're trying to do. And because there are no real, I guess I want to say, laws for what I actually have here as a brick and mortar, I have to have a compliance officer that stays on top of all of that stuff. So I'm just curious to see where this is going to go this year. Because again, there's no real, the state of California didn't have any real laws for me. So they just made up one. And so now they're giving me new fees and new stuff. And so there's things happening all around this space. And so I am all for, just monitoring domestic terrorism and international terrorism. So I know that there has to be checks and balances. So I'm curious to see what they're going to put in place. I think it, in some ways, is going to help our industry tremendously to be able to have some regulatory things happening. So I'm excited, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to social media. So technology always outpaces the law and legislation. But when legislation finally catches up, in my opinion, it's important for some of us to be represented in these rooms. And a lot of times what happens is because we're not represented in the rooms when the legislation is being discussed and crafted and pulled together, then we end up getting adversely affected as a people, socially, economically, et cetera. And then, we're laggards, as we've been talking about a lot of the times. And then we're wondering what happened. And then we're trying to get people to change legislation again. Whereas if we were on the front ends of it, we would have been much better off. So I'm so glad that Eric is participating in that. We're still trying to get Eric to meet with the head of the SEC, Hester. It's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. You just keep at it. But I do want to read some of the comments here as well. Let's see, we had a couple of questions. Mario is saying, I'm a graduate of CAU class of 2004. And how can we get our HBCUs involved with providing courses to the current students so they can compete with PWIs? I'm willing to propose something to the AUC as a whole. Okay. I have my own thoughts about HBCUs because I was working with a group who was trying to do some stuff with them. The administrative pieces of it are a nightmare. My suggestion is to do two things. Number one is to get the HBCU students to recognize and understand what's happening. And you are welcome to bring them over to BBC. Dr. Keisha and I can work on putting something together specifically for HBCU. We have over a year's worth of blockchain chats. You know, we can guide them and direct them in terms of, you know, here's what you need to know or what you should know if you want to break into this industry. If you decide you want to get the administration of your HBCU involved, I would put together a little 1 to 2 pager and go and find a faculty member or an administrator that will fight for it, that knows I hate to call it bureaucracy, but the rules and
The politics.
the politics of that school. Because every school has certain politics in order to get things passed. So that is my PC response to that, as well as my real response.
Well done.
So Mario also said, excellent news in Illinois. If you're interested in being connected to a credible blockchain platform, I'm connected closely. Oh, to Dragon Chain, so are we. That was initially started by Disney. So are we. We actually have great connections with them. So Derek is asking, what countries allow smart contracts? Any African countries? All countries allow them. The question is, are they recognized legally? I'm not sure with regards to African countries, but that's a quick Google search. So I would suggest you just search it in Google. If there's a specific country that you are connected to, then I would suggest you type in that specific country as well. Next question. Oh, that's not a question. Okay. So that is it in terms of questions that we have here. So without further ado, I want to introduce Najah. Najah has a 3,000 square foot facility in Los Angeles. So usually we hear about a lot of the crypto and the blockchain projects, and they're mostly virtual. Well, she has decided to make a brick and mortar. So what I'd like to do is just get Najah to talk a little bit about her facility. She's got something crypto. She teaches crypto to adults as well as children. She's going to take us on a tour of her location, give us additional information, and then we'll kind of see what happens from there. What kind of questions that we have for her. And please continue to put your questions in the Q&A as well. So Najah.
All right, so I guess what we'll do is do the tour first, if you don't mind, because people will have questions about the actual space. So I'm going to mute out, go to the other camera, and I will take you around the office. So let me see. Let me do this simultaneously. So hold on.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me? Ooh. Got a feedback.
It could be your speakers.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, that's better. Yes.
Okay. And I don't know that I can really hear you. So if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay. So yes, so I'm going to take you around. So I was at my desk. This is my office here. And because we're in the crypto space, we are camered up. We are We do buy and sell cryptocurrency here at the location. So we have a very secure facility. So I guess what I'll do is I'll jog. This is our entryway. And
That is a beautiful light fixture.
Oh, well, thank you.
That is
the
fabulous.
reason I'm bringing you this way is because I believe collaborative partners are the new business model.
Indeed.
And so we partner with a collaborative partner that has this cryptocurrency BTM, Bitcoin machine. This is actually a vault. It holds up to $750,000. So people can come in with cash, they KYC on the machine, and they're able to put up to 60 bills at a time here. And they just KYC right on here with their cell phone. So it's different from the ATMs that you find all across the country. So you put your phone number in, it sends you your code, and you're able to do your transaction, stick your cell phone there, and then you buy and sell your cryptocurrency right from this machine. So this is one of the features here. So as you come up to our space, you see the first picture is Bitcoin. And you all excuse the Christmas stuff. We are doing a Christmas in January event here on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
That's very cool.
So we have one of the first ASIC miners that ever mined Bitcoin right here.
Awesome.
You guys can see that. This reminds me never to let an opportunity pass. The gentleman that called me about that is a multimillionaire. So he allowed me to have that in the office.
Wow, awesome.
Bitcoin. This is Gina, our Chief Operations Officer. She's here Monday through Friday.
Hi,
Hey, Gina.
So this is actually, we call this our Bitcoin Lounge.
Nice.
So it's a pretty big space. We can sit up to 70 people, theater style, however we do it. We've got art, everything Bitcoin, cryptocurrency.
I love it. Look at that. In case revolution break glass. I love it.
And again, this is my office. And then here we have Bitcoin Buys Are Us. So when you come into Bitcoin Buys Are Us, you can buy anything from soap to Cessna planes. That's what we tell everybody. We have a freebie section where people can come in and get different things from cryptocurrency companies. Our shelves are bare. These are free. But our shelves are bare because we had the first cryptocurrency golf tournament in the world. And we had our swag bag. So, of course, we support anybody that is doing things for Black. So we have Black and Bitcoin and Black America stuff here. We have these are Skycoin miners that our kids built at our Crypto Kids camp. Nice. We have Trezor wallets. We have a case with nano ledgers, and we have seed word protectors. We have POS systems for businesses. We have card games. We have board games. We have t-shirts, and we have blockchain t-shirts. And I'll talk about that in a second, but people can come in here and they can buy art. We have a collaborative partnership with Lexus, Ferrari, Tesla, anybody who's willing to accept Bitcoin for payment. And we also have a real estate attorney that does buy and sell with Bitcoin. So this technically is just a small little part of our Crypto Kids camp, where the kids, they're not in this space, but we kind of put this room together just to give a feel. So when the parents are doing something, the kids, there's gaming chairs in here that they can utilize, but we have a bigger camp. We use the whole facility for that, but that's Crypto Kids Camp. So this is like a WeWork space for crypto and blockchain. So anybody doing crypto and blockchain can pay a membership. They can come here on a daily basis and utilize our location. Here we have our Bitcoin white paper on the wall.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Awesome.
So we have that there. And then this is our coin room. So we'll start here. This is our coin lounge. So this is one of my favorite pillows. I bought Bitcoin when it was a bit nerdy. Now I'm a bit rich.
I love it.
All of our art is Bitcoin.
Oh, look at that art. I love it.
All of our pillows. And this is our wall. And on our wall, most people know about Bitcoin. And we explain to them that there's over 2,800 coins from, as you all said, Dragon Chain. There's so many cryptocurrencies, but there's stable coins and altcoins, utility coins. So this is the educational piece that people are like, wow, I just thought it was Bitcoin, but there's so many other things out there.
I love that.
So this is our Cryptastic conference room. And in here, this is our conference room, so you guys can get the feel for the room. And if you see over the Eiffel Tower, the Bitcoin is the moon up there. We got a Bitcoin up there. And so we have the big screen so that people can do their presentation. So again, if they're a member or a crypto or a blockchain company, they host their things here because it's close to LAX. And then we have our Fiat Food Lounge.
Fiat food.
In our Fiat Food Lounge, there's always food because I like to cook. So we've got Fiat everywhere. We got Fiat hanging from
Oh my gosh.
That is amazing.
And all of our members get popcorn and coffee and tea and that sort of thing. So this is just our break room. And then when you come out of this room, we have our blockchain room. And so this is our blockchain artist. This is Mr. Carol Braddock. He is one of the original cypherpunks. They've been doing blockchain since 1991. I actually saw some art of his from 1991. So that's him. And so this is his blockchain art. So I'm going to take you through here. He's got his art all over this room. And this is the piece. Why I invited him to be in the space is because I actually understood this piece. He calls this the rendition of the seating chart for the not the Grammys. What's the other one?
Oscars.
Oscar, thank you. The Oscar seating chart. So what happened is he started saying, okay, like this appears Barack Obama and this is this person. And I was like, okay, I don't get it. Like, help me explain or understand. Explain to me and help me understand. So really quickly, he does this blockchain art. So this block represents a person. So of course, me looking at a gentleman who asked me my favorite celebrity, I just said Louis Farrakhan to see if he would flinch. He didn't. So Louis Farrakhan is right here. And so he asked me my birthday. And I told him 07/05/1970. He wrote it down really quickly. Then he asked me another of my favorite place in space. And I said the African American Museum. He took the latitude and longitude of that. It created some more numbers. So basically he just said, this is Louis Farrakhan. It's unique to you because you've given me all the numbers and coordinates and nobody else can claim it because only you know this information. And when he said that, it turned the light on. Like I understand finally, not really understand. I understand blockchain now, but as a layman, I kind of got a better concept. So because of this, and because I teach crypto in this room, we actually do an Airbnb experience. So I teach cryptocurrency education 101, and he teaches blockchain, and people make their names in blockchain, and they pay $150 for the hour to do that, and they love it, coming from all over the world. And then we have a social media room back here where we have a green screen, we have all the lighting that you need back there to just do your podcast and that sort of thing. And then we actually have, these are men and women's restrooms. And then I have another space down at
now you didn't name them Ethereum and
and
I did it. I didn't name.
and MetaHash or something like that.
You know what I wanted to do, but we had kids here. I was gonna put signs by the toilet that say shit coins. But I didn't want to get in trouble. So I decided not to do that. So I think I'm gonna try to swap back out really quick.
Okay.
And then get back on.
That was funny.
That is a thoughtfully appointed location. Wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
So don't forget to unmute yourself. Okay.
Oh, she's going under the table. Unmute. Oh, there you are.
My mic.
Yes, now we can hear you again. So questions. Number one is where are
I can't
you?
hear you. Hold on. Let's see what happened. Shoot.
You still can't hear us?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Now you can hear. Okay. First, so Jeffrey is saying that he's been there for a presentation. It's a great space.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell everyone exactly where you're located?
So I'm located in Inglewood, California. I'm pretty much walking distance to the Los Angeles Forum, the new Rams Stadium, and the new Clippers Arena. So I'm super excited about that.
Okay. So why a brick and mortar space? Like what were you thinking?
So I got involved with cryptocurrency. I told you the first time I missed it with the guy who came to ask me to invest in the mining machine. And then God blessed me with 4 little people to care for temporarily. And I got them involved with the Black Business School in the Children Entrepreneurship Program. Well, probably like some of you, I logged in as a parent that Friday for that cryptocurrency mega event where they were. And so I saw it and I was like, I have got to get in this course. So by Sunday, this is no joke. I was working for Transamerica, World Financial Group, doing some other things. And I just decided that I wasn't going to go back to traditional finances. I was going to go all into crypto. And in order to go all into crypto, I had to get all into crypto. So I started learning and going down these rabbit holes, and there was absolutely nobody to talk to. There was no place I could go where people weren't saying, oh, that's for criminals or that's for crooks or just there's nobody to talk to. So I started going to conferences, and conferences are super expensive, as you know. And I didn't see anybody that looked like me at all. Not even halfway my complexion, at all. And so I finally found a place called Crypto Space that was south of here. And they had an actual brick and mortar. But I had been talking about what if I could turn my financial services into a place where we can do crypto and blockchain and blah, blah, blah. And so when I found that somebody else was already doing it, I said, well, let me patronize them. So I started paying monthly, $400 a month for a desk, even though I had my own office over here. My office wasn't like this at all. I renovated to make it appealing to who I thought might come. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyways, so I started renting from them, and they just befriended me, and cryptocurrency and blockchain people are phenomenal with sharing information.
I agree.
They shared with me their documents. They were like, look, we paid $100,000 for our attorney, but this is the document we have. If you want to open at your space, we can share, we can do some things. That's how I got the machine downstairs. That's actually their machine that I partner and have here. So I just opened it because I felt like, first of all, African-Americans, Latinos in this space have no place to congregate, get together, collaborate, and do whatever. Most of the stuff is in Beverly Hills or Orange County, and people in Orange County, God forbid, they don't come our direction. And this city in itself. So anyway, so I decided to put something in my neighborhood that looked nice and was nice, and people could take pride in it. And this is our space. Wasn't designed specifically for me, but for us. So whenever you all come to California and you have anything you need, this space is available for you. And I can't say that enough. This was born out of the Black Business School, and I have yet to be able to offer it to the Black Business School. Well, I've offered it, but I hadn't gotten a response. But you guys can utilize it. Like I said, seats up to 75 people. I figured out something in the back where I can sit 300 people.
Wow.
So, okay.
Just have at it.
Well, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Because Eric is in the LA area all the time.
All the time, yes.
Absolutely. All the time. And we have Eugenia out there, and We have a couple of other people out there in the LA area. So yes, yes.
Wow.
So what's your vision for not just your space, but just overall, what's your vision? What do you want to accomplish?
So we definitely will be calling Eric soon. He doesn't know we were going to be calling him. I watch you guys all the time. It's just after the show is over because I catch you at midnight or something on the way.
That's okay.
Right.
But anyways, my vision is to tokenize crypto blockchain plug building and everything in it, and do this across the United States and all of our neighborhoods.
Ooh.
We're working on is franchise opportunities with the tokenization. So I'm calling it, we're building silicone hoods, because this needs to be the
I love it.
where people can come, get the education, where kids can begin to have the desire to be in the tech system, the tech ecosystem. And we've got some things that we're going to do to approach this a little bit differently, because we know if we don't catch our kids early in tech on the background side, I mean, they have the tech on the front end, but we want them to get the tech on the back end. So we have some things up our sleeve in 2020 that are going to introduce tech to kids in a different way. So that's why we have our Crypto Kids Camp.
Fantastic. And how old are kids within your Crypto Kids Camp?
So they're 5 to 17, and some people think 5 is too young. And we had our last camp, of course, was 40 hours for the entire week. Parents drop them off at 8, pick them up at 5:30. And the 5-year-olds and the 7-year-olds really need to get it first, mostly our girls, because if we don't catch our girls by age 9, they're not going to be interested. So we get them started early, get them into cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, because they're learning blockchain too. We have a slogan for our Crypto Kids Camp. It's called Beast Mode. So we say bye-bye STEM and STEAM, hello Beast Mode. And the B stands for blockchain. So we have, and you all know probably Barbara Bickham. She's big in the blockchain space. She comes and actually teaches, actually has a blockchain coloring thing that she does, and the kids chain themselves together. Like, it's pretty awesome. So they're learning that really early. And so we're excited about where the program is going.
Fantastic. So I have a few more questions for you. Some of our members have blockchain books as well. And I saw that you have your your Bitcoin room there where people are able to purchase blockchain things. So for example, and you've seen this, so we have Jackie here with her blockchain basics teen edition and things like that. Do you accept other products?
Absolutely. I support my folks 100%. So if I don't accept somebody else, I accept yours.
Okay.
So we will definitely, and I don't say that lightly. I am all about us really collaborating and allowing people to really understand we can collaborate without any issues. And we can make this thing happen. We are on the ground floor of something that is going to explode. Yes. So we have to support. So if they want to put books here, if you've got a clothing line, whatever it is, Bitcoin Buys Are Us is where we will put it. We can either do consignment or we can drop ship. So just depends. And so the goal also for that store is I don't know if you all know, but here in California, lots of buses come here from Korea, China. Buses don't come here. The people come here to shop. Right. So they go out to the outlets to buy Coach and Gucci and all this other, because they're like really, but they're into Bitcoin. So what we're going to do is have the tour buses come here. They're going to shop Bitcoin Buys Are Us before they go to Coach and Gucci and some of those. They're going to buy their Bitcoin here. They're going to do all those things before they go and shop over at those outlets. So, I mean, it's a huge attraction here in California.
That is amazing. So how does what's the best, is there a website that somebody goes to in order to propose getting?
Yes, just our regular website, cryptoblockchainplug.com. They can go on and they can come in the comments. Between Gina and myself, we get in all of the emails and inquiries and have them answer. So you will get somebody within the day will respond.
Okay. And then Jeffrey also asked about being able to purchase your crypto blockchain plug t-shirt. So he would go to that website as well in order to purchase that.
Yes.
Perfect. Now we've got a couple of other things in the Q&A here. Mario's asking, does everyone hold at least one Bitcoin, and are we going into the lower income areas and educating them to buy some percentage of Bitcoin and HODL? So I do have a piece of a Bitcoin, not a whole one.
Yeah.
Safely on my hard wallet though. And so, I mean, personally, I believe that our ability to connect with anybody who's searching for Bitcoin or searching for information about blockchain is critical for BBC. So I want to get better and better at setting up our videos and things like that so that people can easily find them as well. But I'll open it up to the rest of the panel in terms of Mario's question.
So Mario, really quickly, I agree with you, or I don't know that you said this, but I think that every family should at least have one Bitcoin. So I tell people, of course, we like to buy things when it's high. And I think that's what happened when we first got involved with the Black Business Schools, like $17,000 to $20,000, if I remember. But what I tell people is do a dollar cost average. If you only come in here every week and give 25 bucks, you just forego Cheesecake Factory or PF Chains, come in, get a little bit at a time, and just be consistent until you get that one Bitcoin. That's number one. Number two, I think in our communities all across the US, because I've been doing network marketing forever, the taste in people's mouth about Bitcoin is a multi-level marketing company that is not representation of what Bitcoin is. So I think for me, talking to the community is what I do. Most of my stuff is here in the community, and we plan on doing it across the United States, is getting people to recognize that you don't buy Bitcoin and give it to another company for them to give you their coin and for you to make money. Just all that stuff is not the real concept of what Bitcoin is. So yes, we are educating. We don't allow network marketing companies that even give people a percentage back or whatever their gains are to even come in this space, because we don't want people to get the wrong idea about what cryptocurrency and Bitcoin really is. And so that's most of what we see in our community, because they prey on us, our network marketing companies, who take all your money, they fold, and then you meet people in a barbershop. Oh yeah, man, I invested in that Bitcoin stuff and they took my money. Like, who took your money? If you didn't have your Bitcoin, it wasn't your Bitcoin, it was whoever you gave it to. But that's another thing. But that's what I find that happens. So because of that, I do cigar in crypto. I do coffee in crypto. I do crypto couch with Najah. Like this Saturday, I'm going to somebody's family's house. They're setting up their entire family. I'm going to do a crypto 101. That's the only way we're going to get it out. And it's not a sale. I don't want you to buy any Bitcoin. I want you to understand what it is. So that's what I'm doing in my hood to make sure that our people are educated, and anywhere else I'm invited, I go. I'm not one of those people, fortunately, because Bitcoin has done some wonderful things. And don't tell people how many Bitcoin you have, by the way, because I get a lot of calls for ransom Bitcoin. So you don't want to be on that list. That's the industry too. Cherie talked about security. We're getting calls for ransom Bitcoin from big healthcare providers who have gotten their medical records breached, and they have to pay ransom Bitcoin to get it back. That's another industry, like in and of itself. There's so many things that are happening in this space. So you don't just have to be buying Bitcoin. Like she said, there's so many jobs you can do in this space.
Yes, there are.
Yes.
So Daniel is asking a question. You partially answered it, but I also have something as well. So he's asking about having a crypto kids camp in Chicago, either south or west part of Chicago. So you kind of mentioned a little bit of the franchising. You also mentioned you're willing to go if Daniel invites you. Let's pay for Najah's travel there. But why not? So Daniel is saying yes with an
Yes.
exclamation point.
We're
Why not? I mean, this is the point of us getting together. And then once Najah shows you, I would imagine she would do this, once she shows you how to set up the Crypto Kids Camp in your neighborhood, then you can run it yourself. So, and you can get more people involved in your neighborhood. So,
Absolutely.
anything else you want to add, Najah?
No, one of our major plans is to work with every single ball team. So Chicago Bulls will be one of the teams we'll be working with to bring Crypto Kids Camp to the Chicago area. And so one of our pitch decks we're working on right now is for the ball players to allow the kids to still have the dream that they can go to the NBA or the NFL. But if all fails, you need to be in technology. And so that's some of the things that we're working on and getting them to sponsor the kids in their areas for those camps. So in those areas, we'll be looking for somebody to teach the blockchain component, the artificial intelligence, the cybersecurity, the evolution of money, which is the crypto part. So we definitely will need partners across the US to bring this, because we're not trying to bring our whole team, because we know in every area there are brilliant people that look just like us that can host these camps and make it happen. But we will have the support of the NFL and NBA. I guarantee you. I'm on them like white on rice.
Well, you're in like the perfect city for that too.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm thinking of is if you decide to hold some sort of a crowdfunding, you know, I'll put in a couple of $100 for a tour, for a Crypto Kids Camp tour. For you to go around during the summertime and host these in various cities. I'm sure other people will as well. So if you decide that's what you want to do, you come to us, you know, let us know. We'll have you back here on a blockchain chat, and we'll also send that out to our members, because we want to support educational opportunities like this as well.
Okay, and thank you. And I want to take the time really quick, just in case one of the young ladies that are on the conference, they did sponsor one child for the Crypto Kids Camp that just passed. So I want to say thank you to them for that. There's been a lot going on. Haven't got an opportunity to publicly say thank you. But yes, Black Business School, all of us from DU 1000, and it's a great group. And I just wish we could like reel everybody back together. That was just like a nostalgic time. Like we were hot and on fire. So, but anyway, thank you for that support, and I appreciate it. And we will definitely reach out once we get the logistics and all that together.
Yes.
So well, Najah, you are certainly
here. Sean Jackson is saying, are there links or websites, etc., for viewing? If you're talking about Black Blockchain Consultants, it's blackblockchainconsultants.com. We also have our YouTube channel that has a whole bunch of information and videos on it. And we also have our Facebook page as well. So
blockchainstudies.tech as well. Our information there, courses.
Say that again.
And blockchainstudies.tech with our courses and such.
That's right, blockchainstudies.tech as well. And then Najah, what's your website again for everybody?
CryptoBlockchainPlug.com, like you plug something in the wall. Crypto Blockchain Plug, we plug in for power.
And then Mario is saying, I'm down to teach blockchain courses and educate young athletes because I am a former football player as well. Well, Mario, we need to get in touch with you because it's, you know,
absolutely
it's so vital. But I will say this, back in the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of athletes and a lot of music people who would waste their money. They would waste their 20s. And by the time they got to 50, 40, they didn't have anything. The football players, I know a couple myself, I know a couple of actors and musicians, they seem to be smarter these days. They seem to have learned from the previous generation as well. So,
you know, some other ones.
Oh, Eric doesn't agree. Okay.
Go ahead. I want to break your comment. Keep going.
Well,
There's always the
that's me looking outside in, but hey, yeah. Go ahead. Either one of you.
I don't have a comment. Just I have definitely seen that, and I've also seen, some of the things that some of the same patterns too. So I've seen on both sides, but I definitely do believe that there is a collective consciousness taking place in the Black community, as far as like celebrities, like you said, with athletes and entertainers, of realizing just the benefit and power of financial wealth and how it can be utilized for the betterment of the community overall. So yes, I do it. Sometimes I see a couple examples and I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, I was always middle class, so I can never say I know what it's like to be poor, because I don't. However, it is my understanding that when you come from an environment where there was such a lack, there does tend to be an overindulgence and an overspending by certain types of people, and then there are other people that are so scared to go back to that place that they work so hard and they scrounge and whatever so much that they that kind of rules their thought process as well and their decisions. So I'm not in judgment of
Same.
Any other comments?
I know I wanted to ask Najah, do you have plans to create your curriculum or a book with that you're going to sell, or?
So a couple things. So I have a personal book called M&Ms of Life, and M being the last M is millionaire, and it's going to come from the crypto blockchain space. So that's one. But for the curriculum for Crypto Kids Camp, yes, we're in the process of compiling a whole curriculum around beast mode so that we can get it out to the different areas. And like I said, find teachers to facilitate and make it happen, because our kids have got to be ahead of the curve that is about to happen. And I just really personally, and we're here with some of the best schools in the country, being like Malibu, Beverly Hills, Palos Verdes, Palisades, and they are still not teaching all that has to do with the right things in technology. So, and their parents are paying $1,500 a week for camps. Wow. And they're still not getting blockchain or artificial intelligence or any of the things that we're offering to our kids. So I think if our kids get a head start, we're going to do some great things.
That is absolutely right. Absolutely right. So with that,
I do have one comment too, Sheree, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Najah, I just want to just give you props, because you are a true visionary. Like many times people speak, and you can listen to a lot of influencers in the space, and they'll talk about adoption. But I think you have taken the pathway that you're taking, and I believe that is going to be incredibly fruitful. So I just want to tell you, I'm very impressed.
Well, I appreciate you, Eric, and just know, like, for real, I could not have done this without the Black Business School, BBC. You guys don't see me, but I kid you not, if you look real back, any of my speaking engagements where they're asking me, what can we do to stay up on blockchain? I swear to you, I tell them, join BBC.
Well, we
set up your Google alerts.
Yay.
Set up your Google alerts, which I learned from Cherie, so that I heard her say it. She don't even know, probably 2 years ago. Set up my Google alerts, and every day I get blockchain, because we were supposed to be investing in blockchain companies. So I set up my Google alerts. Like, everything that I've learned in this space, I get from you guys, I feed off you guys, and I cannot wait till we are just enjoying everybody else finally coming on board and us being able to sit back and really look at the fruits of our labor, not financially. Yes. I know that we're going to just sit back and smile, because our folks are finally ahead of the game and not the last to the party. So I'm super excited. Again, Cherie, your vision, Eric said, and I thank him, but really, sister girl, you were doing some stuff you didn't even know you were doing.
Yes,
when you were
huge.
instilling in us, like, to invest in ancillary products. Like, although I heard you like 2 years, we've been listening. We take notes, and you have been, another thing, consistent. And one thing, you show up, and you have showed, I don't even know, look, you show up. And so that's another thing in this whole game. Those of us who stay in here and learn, yes, things are changing. Yes, new laws and regulations are here, but the last people standing are going to be the people that are actually able to take full advantage. So you guys don't give up. And I remember when you guys were just learning, I want to say Java or something. It was something.
It was Python.
Python. See, I don't even know what it was, because I looked at all them numbers and I was like, the heck with that. I was like, look, I gotta stay in my lane. I gotta stay in my lane. So, but I was with you guys when you started that, and like really talking about putting this together, and you guys have stayed the course. You're, like I said, you're consistent. We can log on at any time of the night and see what we missed. It's just awesome. And so we're watching you. For those of you, not in a bad way, in a good way, we're watching you, we're learning. And I just appreciate the support, because we can see other people that look like us that are not talking all ignorant and indignant and arguing and talking about the gossip. Like, I don't even want to hear that. We want to know about what's going to enhance our lives, not exactly, and not to step on it. That wasn't the word I want to use, but I'm not going to curse, but not to step on anybody's toes. But like, I'm like, is this really what we've come to, where we're talking about people instead of figuring out what we can do in our communities to really affect the change and be the change we want to see? So,
the truth is that I think there are more of us out there than there are other side. But we walk in silence. We're stealth. We're purposeful. And the other side just gets promoted more. I'm going to be very honest with you. I come across Black people every single day that are killing it in real estate and in investing, in their corporate jobs, etc. So,
absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And you know what, you mentioned it before too, Najah, about us all coming together. If you think about how many people were together in the EU, in the DU, we're still here, but that is that's the real situation. We've partitioned off, and we're doing things much like yourself. You are that example. You are about it. You got the information. This is exactly what we are about. And you are our people. This is what these are our people right here. This is what we represent. Truly.
I want to say something else as well, because Najah mentioned Python, which I had forgotten about, actually. Sometimes in our lives, we do go down a certain path and then we realize it's not for us. And Ryan is new here. We have a couple of other new people. Don't be afraid to go try something. So Python, it was suggested that we learn how to code, right? It was like when BBC first got started. It was suggested we learn how to code. So a group of us should join these Python courses, and I personally could have done them, but I just had too much happening in my life right now. But a lot of people, it just wasn't their skill. It wasn't their gift. And I can appreciate Steve Harvey, like him or not. He talks about living in your gift, figuring out what your gift is. And God blesses you when you take your gift, you take your talent, and you actually impart it on the world and use it for his glorification. Not that I want to get super religious here, but I always talk to people about picking a major. In freshman and sophomore year of college, you take your general study classes. That's just learning about blockchain industry overall. But eventually, if you want to make it in this world, you're going to have to pick a major, pick a niche, find something that you really want to do. whether it's Najah having a physical space or Dr. Keisha talking about education within the blockchain, or the titan of tokenization himself picking his niche. But if all of us pick niches and then we come together and say, hey, I've got this idea, I need to start pulling people together. You know, who wants to be a community manager? Who wants to do this? Who wants to do that? Legal parts, smart contracts. There's so much within this industry. We can all make it. We can make it just as a group of 1,000, 2,000 Black people getting together. Doesn't have to be a huge amount of us to really make a big impact on this industry. So my initial point was, don't be afraid to try something. Notice that it doesn't work and say, okay, what's my gift? Let me figure out how to take what God naturally gave me, add it to blockchain, and see where it can go from there. So,
Great.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Dr. Keisha, I'm looking forward to running past our curriculum past you for our beast mode, so we can see what we can really put together, make sure it's tight. So I would love to have your collaborative.
Oh, I would love to zip myself right on down to your side of the country right away, because I love your space and I've been watching you as well. And that's what I'm so excited about this meeting tonight, to actually kind of still virtually see you, but yeah, you're doing the
absolutely,
thing. Absolutely doing the thing.
So Mario's also saying, sounds like we need to get Marshawn Lynch from the Seattle Seahawks because his nickname is Beast Mode. So if you can make that introduction, Mario, I'm sure Najah would love that.
I would love that.
Also, Mario's saying there's a lot of free information within Government Blockchain Association. That is true. And I actually had a conversation with Gerard, who is the president of the GBA, Government Blockchain Association. They have some working groups as well within GBA. And I was talking to him about that a couple of days ago. So Najah mentioned how free people are with information. We're also in a part, or in a timeline within blockchain, that if you just show up to meetings, let's say you go to one blockchain meeting a month and you say, this is what I do, or this is what I'm good at, I can pretty much guarantee you that you will get hired somewhere. Somebody will ask you, hey, would you want to work on this project with me? Or we just got funding, or why don't you come work at this company over here with us? So at a minimum, you know, try to get out to one meeting per month. And my suggestion is, see if you can go to like the same association or the same meeting. That way you could start having a deeper relationship with people. And when people see you over and over again, the opportunities, they come in droves, because people see that you are consistent. That's what Najah was talking about. Sean, you are absolutely welcome. You're welcome. So that is our blockchain chat for the evening. I always like to go and just, you know, ask my panelists if you have any final words. So Dr. Keisha, final words.
Oh, I just wanted to say thanks again for the tour. That was a tremendous value add for tonight's evening. And definitely keep doing what you're doing for the culture, for the community. I'm super proud, super proud.
Oh, thank you.
Eric?
Now, Najah, I'm gonna be honest, like I said before, and I mean it, like you're gonna go down as one of the great pioneers in the space, honestly, doing what you're doing in the way that you're doing it. Like I believe that people are gonna see that and replicate that and understand that that is a critical component to mass adoption. So once again, I'll give you props. Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Najah, thank you. Najah, you have any final words for us?
No, just thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to be here. And I cannot wait to host you all in my city. Whatever I can do, whenever you're here, just let me know. And we
Okay.
got an Airbnb experience, but I guess we can Airbnb at my house if you need a place to stay too. So come on.
Oh, don't play now. Don't play. You'll be
Yeah, don't
you'll
play
be
because we
homeless.
will take you up on it. We
So
will.
come on down. We gonna make it happen. So I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. This
Yeah,
space
and
is
one
for you. For you.
And one last time, the name of your website.
It is cryptoblockchainplug.com.
cryptoblockchainplug.com. And we're going to work on that summer tour as well for our kids, because I'm very passionate about, you know, them having something to do
Absolutely.
over the summertime. So, and I'll put my money up for that. You know, final words are thank you so much for being here. Pick a major, and you know, let's get our part of this 3.1 trillion. Okay.
Absolutely.
God bless everybody, and we will see you next Wednesday for Blockchain Chat.
All
Night,
right.
everybody.
Night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.